No, that's Oh, we're actually out of power. That's incredible. I saw an out of power sign. Talking to concurrent. So we are got all the residential up there. This is going to be starting into the retail side of things here, everyone. Oh, Chick-fil-A, sweet. Is this Chick-fil-A too? That's the smaller one. I don't think I've ever had Chick-fil-A. We have a Chick-fil-A here. Yeah, we do. Actually, that's true. That's a true statement. Chuck E. Cheese. But I never went. To go. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a big... I shouldn't say that because I feel like I'm being divisive there. Like, I like chicken, but I don't know if I like fast food chicken. I don't know. I'm, like, weird with it. I don't know if that makes sense. Chick-fil-A is fast food, right? So, I mean, I guess I do, because I like how if I go to Wendy's and I've ordered the chicken that are there, that's not bad. Oh, I appreciate that. War trucks. Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that. If you want to comment, ask questions on the build, I'm more than happy to answer whatever you want, especially given that this is the heavily modified City Skylines version of the game. I'll give you kind of like an overview of what's going on right here. I've developed over here up the top. Now I'm kind of doing this area over here. So heavily modified PC version. So if you have any comments, more than happy to answer any of those. So thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining. I don't know what to do right here. This little grass area. I mean... This is what do we do here? I don't know if that's super realistic, but that's where I'm at. I got a Chuck E. Cheese here. I mean, if anyone's ever been to Chuck E. Cheese, this is like nostalgic right here. No, I think I've only built one Chuck E. Cheese in the city. Let's see. Where was the Chuck E. Cheese? It'll tell you right here if you're familiar with where is it. I know it's here. I could search for it, but I don't feel like typing. I might have to. Here it is. Oh, we have two in the city. I believe there's a way to. Where is it? Yeah, right here. One right here. Oh, how about that? And then the one I just built. This is super cool. So, in the Move It mod they have, you can find out where the assets actually are by clicking on, like, looks like a map icon. Yep, you can go through all of them. That's super cool. I knew that existed, I just don't use it that often, and I always kind of blow myself away that it exists. Okay, so we got this space right here that we need to develop. Not really sure we're here. I think it's more a Burgatory. A really cool place down in Pittsburgh. If you've been in Pennsylvania, it had some really good burgers. Not my favorite burgers. A long time ago I had, but they were really good. It was like a family-friendly place. Had a lot of fun there. I don't know if they are outside of Pittsburgh, but I know that they were there when we went. So that's not good. So yeah, that looks really cool. I love that. Just to give some context what's going on, we were starting to develop this side of the city. We put the airport down. That was kind of like the anchor of this area. We wanted to build the airport first and then kind of bridge ourselves out of it. Got some heavy traffic coming out of the airport, which I really love. I'm not even mad that the traffic might be even like backed up a lot of times. Like, it's an airport, you know. It needs to be busy. I'm okay with that. If we have to do time lights, traffic lights, or anything kind of efficiencies to improve the traffic going forward, we'll look into that. But for now, I'm okay with the being backed up a little bit. Kind of how it's designed is they built this outside of the city, and the infrastructure was just kind of thrown together like spaghetti on a wall. Kind of like a lot of American cities built today. So we are going to use some filler here with smaller trees. That yellow tree is one of my favorite trees in the whole Steam Workshop. I just love the color that that yellow one can provide sometimes. Like, I add a couple of these in this neighborhood here, and it just kind of like visually changes the whole dynamic of the neighborhood to me in terms of the trees. A little yellow here and there changes it. Lots of fun. Got this tree buffer zone right here, so like we got this neighborhood and then retail, so I've created these trees here. It's a little bit of sound barrier for them. This is one of those weird lots, if anyone's played City Skylines, that I just absolutely hate. Like, I don't know what to do with this. I mean, I always end up figuring it out, but like, this is what's maddening. It's on like completely goofball angles. So, hate these types of these areas right here, but we'll figure it out. Curious for the individuals that are watching right now, if you guys don't mind dropping where you're from. You don't have to. I'm just always curious learning about where you are in the world. Always love seeing. The other night I was speaking to someone, a lady from Sweden. It was really, really cool to hear her story and understand stuff. So don't have to, but always love hearing about where people are from. So, as we build this out, I have retail strip malls right here. What did oh, I put some preliminary. These are going to be deleted. Those are there to get things organized in terms of fire, police, and garbage, because I didn't know how this was going to look, so I just put that over there. I'm sure we've all done it. But this is going to look like this area right here. This is what I'm going to try to emulate, this location in this area right here. So that's the thought process. We'll see how it works out. Just because this is going to be a heavily suburban area. We want cars. We want lots of cars here. That's the whole process. Lots and lots of cars. And I know cars are a bad thing in cities, but they exist and they're part of the big city, and then there's the suburbs. So that's where I'm at. There's got to be some strip malls here. And if you're curious, I know I've only showcased the downtown. Here is the downtown that I've built. A lot of problems that we're going to be fixing on different streams when we get to it. We got a lot of vacant lots. For example, here, a lot of vacancies. Other vacant lots around here. These are all going to be built up over time. Same thing with here. I mean, look at that. That's something got torn down right there. Even during County Hall right here, there used to be government facilities here that caught on fire in gameplay, and I never repaired them, and now they're gone. So the county's got to figure out this right here at some point. It's kind of a black eye with this beautiful county building, which I believe this is WVSC. West Virginia? West Virginia? Something? I don't know. Maybe I mean, WV West Virginia, but SC, so city? No. I don't know. I don't know if this actually makes something, but I know this is someplace in America, this asset. But anyway, yeah, we got this government district building right here, which is from the Brutalist DLC pack. Can't remember if that's what it's called, but I just love the way this kind of looked. It's just very interesting. And then we got some other kind of cool government buildings here. Got this kind of corporation building here, and then we got Weston that we kind of supply people with their hotel experience. So very, very cool downtown, in my opinion. Very rarely realistic in terms of what I've ever built. It's got a lot of problems. City's got problems. They need to be fixed. You know, we've got another vacant lot right here. That's just, what are we gonna do with this? So, but we'll get back to, and then over here this is a complete mess. This was basically the supplement, and you can see there's jobs and stuff. It's complete chaos, which I absolutely love. But this is going to be all erased at some point. This whole waterfront, it's more or less just to complete it for a visual. But we're going to replace all these with condo towers and stuff that's sexier than just these warehouses that need jobs. And over here, we're going to try to figure out how to replace this rail area, because look at, I mean, this whole place is just, if I bring up the traffic right here, where it's just bad. So this is all going to be repurposed and recreated at some point in a future episode. So there's another area that needs to be fixed. It's this right here. This is the worst intersection in the game, as you can see by the red. And I had left this like this when I first created it. I wanted it to get bad with the intention to fix it at some point. And actually, look at that. We can actually see the problems it's caused. So like these houses are starting to burn down because I assume the fire trucks can't get there because of this problem. So we're gonna tackle this issue at some point. Like I said, we intentionally leave things bad in my builds to try to fix them later. Kind of like whoever built this was the lowest bidder at one point, you know. So that's kind of what we're gonna do over time. Make this the best possible city, and not every decision we make might be right. Like this, for example. I think this is kind of a dumb choice right here. This is a light right next to this. This probably shouldn't be a light. Maybe make these stop signs, but these people, if they're stop signs, they'll never make these turns because of the traffic backup. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. It's gonna be one of those. We're gonna turn out the problems because not super building 100% realistic here. It's more for the fun of it, the sandbox fun. You know, we try to do some of the demand a little bit here and there, but like ultimately it's just about having fun with the build and learning about city infrastructure and city planning and traffic management, and go from there. There was one other really bad intersection. It's this one. This one's really bad here too. And I'm not really sure why. I mean, there is a bunch of towers around here. I'm sure there's somewhere we can improve this intersection. It's terrible. That goes that way. Yeah, we might have to do some research on this intersection right here, guys, because I'm not really sure why, like... Oh, is it the... No, there's not... There is traffic on it, but it's not bad. I don't know. I don't know what's... This... Whatever's happening right here that's causing a bottleneck, I'm not really sure what it is. So I might have to change this to be a stop sign only? I don't know. Not really sure why it's bottlenecking. We really have to figure out where these people... Where is this guy going? I didn't mean to do that. Where's the... So he's going that way. So he's not really the problem, actually, now that I think about it. It's these guys. But why are they sitting there so long? Did I put time traffic lights on this and this is just all jacked up? Is that what it is? No, I didn't. Okay, so I definitely see some opportunities here. So like right here, nope, not that. Where, this one. Oh yeah, we don't want people crossing here. Not an option. I'm wondering if it makes sense to make this like a one-way direction at some point. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure why these are getting so clogged up here. Maybe you know what? I think I need to change this to... This might be the fix. Let's see. 2 and 4. Okay, so we got... Well, it's not like the best line in the world. How do we color this? Where are the colors? Yeah, that's right. Because there it is, right there. There was the problem. There wasn't nobody making a realistically. There were people nobody making lefts. They weren't making lefts. That's what it was. They weren't making lefts. Everyone was going straight. I had too much of a dedicated turn. Again, that's pretty risky right there too. Yeah, this is how we're gonna do it. Okay. See what happens here, guys. Let's see if that fixes some traffic. Obviously, I don't think it's gonna do it overnight here. Oh yeah, look at that. It's green here. It's red over here. So we did make an impact. That's huge. We did make an impact, guys. Still red over here. But hey, you know what? Rome wasn't built in a day. Okay, so I'm not gonna super worry about this impact right here. Oh shoot. Why is this happening? Why? I'm not really sure why this lane needs to be so wide, but that's what was created when I initially did it. Or if I thought it was going to be a bigger deal. Which I must have. Okay, so no. Okay, we're not cutting each other off. That's what we need to do. There we go. Now we got some flow. Look at that. Okay, we release the Kraken, so to speak. That can only go this way. These two go that way. This is probably the right way to do this. Okay. Get these people to make the red on red too. Depending on their situation, so yeah, so where are we at with this? Did this improve at all? Is it gonna be just red? Yeah, it's still red. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. There's gonna be bottlenecks in cities. I'm not super upset about it. Maybe some time traffic lights can fix this. Like, this is just horrendous. Like, watching, oh no, don't make my left in front of the other guy. Like, what are you doing, you fool? Maybe there's some time traffic lights opportunities through here that we could figure out. It's in that realm of it is what it is, in my opinion. Downtown's a mess, which I'm fine with. Not really sure why this is so... Oh, this is the exit right there. Yeah, so that's fine. And then there's this one right here. This is another bad exit. Extremely bad. Got time traffic lights on it. Also, but it hasn't figured out itself yet. Yeah, it's some wild lane dynamics here that I don't think I did a good job here. Hopefully that kind of fixes that. Still backed up. There's not a lot I can do about it, like right now, unless I do a complete redesign, which I'm not doing. Kind of leaving this as like a real life poor cities management thing. Like, yeah, the corrupt politicians, they sold the lowest bidder and did not do the research. Which we will be doing some lore videos about the city soon. I already have a lore video about the railroad company and the train. What's it called? Not train, commuter train, sorry, that goes through the city and the problems that are on that. So there's a corporation that owns all the railroads. These bridges right here, they own all of them, and they refuse to update them. So there's a lore video coming out on their history and their impact and why they want government to help them out, but they make a profit, but they refuse to upload or update their trusses and bridges. So there's major problems infighting there. So there's gonna be a lore video that drops soon that kind of documents that, especially with why the airport is outside the city. Originally, the airport was supposed to be here. This was the small airport, the regional airport that was there. Now it is an aviation club. But they found out when they were excavating this that this could not hold modern day planes. It was just impossible. The water table was just too high. So they moved it to the farmland crop dusting corporation that was here, and this became now where the international airport now sits with relation to the city. But unfortunately, the problem with that, there is no public transportation other than these obnoxious buses. So this is a big problem. This will be on the lore video that we acknowledge that. And then there's discussions: do we build a train bridge, or do we bury a metro across the bay here? So we still have to figure that out. What that would look like, and how expensive that would be. To look forward to that video. I've already got the discussion and all the B-roll filmed for it. Just haven't slapped it all together, so. Anyway, so yeah, so this is the city, Meridian Bay. This is kind of like this area. I'm treating it as a fictional bay area. There is originally some West Coast inspirations here with San Francisco Bay and Meridian Bay, so that kind of like that. There is a little bit of a Los Angeles vibe I also created in some bits of it that I've taken. But there also is a lot of where I'm from, like the Northeast, northeastern cities in the United States. So you'll see more of that in a lot of the builds. This build too. So it's kind of like a little bit of a fictional mixture of different regions within the United States. For example, like we have palm trees, but if you come on over here, you're going to get like more traditional, non-tropical zoned plant life. So yeah, so I mean, it's ultimately at my city at the end of the day. So it's got a mixture of different biomes, a little bit. You know, it's not crazy. It's not like I'm mixing a desert and like, you know, Mount Everest near each other. But it's just made to work. It's just like a conglomeration of a couple different American cities that I found fascinating over the years. But I almost guarantee that anyone who has been to an American city has probably been around some kind of American city that looks like this. Like I see a lot of, if I had to guess, I see a lot of the city size that I'm at. I see Cleveland here. I see Cleveland. I see, you know, not necessarily Boston because Boston's really big, but I see that type of Cleveland type of thing. Not necessarily Detroit. Detroit's got some massive buildings. But like, you know, a little bit of Kansas City, Indianapolis, those types of cities. Like they're large, but they're not in charge compared to like a Chicago or New York City or Atlanta or LA, even Charlotte. I mean, and again, I know this is all subjective. You might be from Indianapolis and saying Indianapolis is the best city in the world, and that's fine. I just talking to talk and may not necessarily always be correct, but just from my perspective and what I've viewed in different cities in America. For those who are interested, we will be doing some tips and tricks videos too, series that are relevant for City Skylines in 2026 today. If you are new to modding City Skylines, I know that can be probably for someone, it could be a little scary, but there's a lot of videos out there that really describe how to mod this game very, very easily. But I'm probably going to put up my own personal series of things that I've discovered. I'm like, oh, wait, I wish I would have known this day one modding City Skylines. So I'm going to put up my own little series of top 5, like, hey, wish I would have known this type of thing soon. So if you're interested, just, you know, I hate to push the subscribe thing. I'm not that type of streamer. But I like to build a community around people with like-minded thoughts and ideas. So if you like to contribute to it, please definitely be a part of it, and we'll go from there. yeah, so this is the metropolis, the mega region, I'm calling it. This map is a map that I've struggled to build on for a while, and I say struggled because I've loved it. I've loved the creator who made it. I can, if anyone wants the map, I can send the Steam link to them. But this is an amazing map. I believe it's modeled off of like a San Francisco, Los Angeles vibe. The way that the description in Steam says, I don't know if what it looks more San Francisco-y with the bay, but I don't know. I can see LA in parts of it too. It's like they mixed the two together. And I've seen, I forgot what his name, but it's a big Skylines streamer. He built a very LA-inspired city, kind of in the same spot where my downtown is. Like almost, I almost would say identical, and maybe that's why I built it there, because I took inspiration from him. But it's definitely not copied at all, not copy-pasted. So if you see his stream of this area, you'll see it built in the same area, but it's definitely different, and which I think is awesome, because I think it's cool to see people build something and they're like, wow, that's that map, that's so cool. But yeah, I've struggled on this map for a while. I've wanted to build on it, and I've probably built 30 different cities on this before I deleted it, and then like this is the one I settled on. This is the one that I want to like focus my attention on. So, with that being said, I think I'm excited to keep building it out, finishing the city out, and then fixing a lot of its problems. Like, we don't have an NFL stadium here. I think we need that. We need an NHL. Baseball. We don't have a big baseball stadium, so we got a lot to build. We have a lot to build, a lot to see here. We don't have all the factories. I think we just have oil and farm, which is not fair, but and then logging. We don't have the core. Oh, no, that's true. We have quarry up here. I'm sorry, I lied. There's a quarry up here. Maybe we do everything. Well, maybe we're gonna build two of them. Two of everything. How about that? Another quarry somewhere else. Maybe not. But we have logging. I know logging's over here in this area. There's a huge log mill. Ooh, hello. What happened here? Yeah, this is that bottleneck. Ay, that's not good, ladies and gentlemen. You know how we fix this? We don't bend the rail. This would look a heck of a lot better this way. Where's the railroad? Where are you? Can't see, my microphone's in the way. Let's see. I know you're here. Nope. Is this one? Not this one. Maybe it should be. Oh no, we're dirt all the way through here. Where is it? I swear I've seen it. What the frig? Okay, you're gonna make me search for it? Is it this one? No, that's it. It's this one. What's it called? Big Rural Gravel Road. Okay, well, hey, there you go. Okay, so, to fix this problem, from here, go there. Ooh, that was a misclick. Yeah. Okay. I think... Yeah, we might have figured out our problem here. Here we go. So a lot of city skylines, in my opinion, you just make it work. Don't let the game tell you what to do. I sit here like, I'm the one, I'm the human, I'm in charge. I'm gonna tell you what to do. So that's kind of how I view how I play City Skylines. Like, yeah, sure, you need jobs. Well, you know what? I need a toilet made of gold. It's just not in the cards, love. Austin Powers reference, if you know. But yeah, I just I make City Skylines bend to me. Like, you're complaining that that's not gonna work. Well, I'm just gonna make this the way it works, and you now figure it out. City Skylines. This is the new railroad. Oh shoot! I didn't realize the trees were being obnoxious. Won't do. And 9 times out of 10, City Skylines starts to figure it out. Like, it goes, oh, this is where you wanted to build? Okay, not a problem. This is where your trains need to go? Sure, we can figure it out. You know, not for nothing. It's not a... It still impresses me, the amount of that involves with the AI, that... the trains and stuff. And this game's old. This game's not new. Yeah, so I'm okay with that change. That was a huge change. It's an interesting, like, gap right here. Not sure how I feel about it. But gap nonetheless. Okay, again, this is the mega city that we're building currently. You know, with that pause right there, let's save it. Let's save it. Always a good reminder to save it. It's this one. Yep. Save your game. Save it often. It's free to do. All you're wasting is time. But to tell you what, if you don't save it and you lose your game, all you wasted now is time. If that makes sense. Yeah, and I've definitely lost time before playing this game where I didn't save or crashed. I didn't save it often, and next thing I know, my 4-hour night has been reduced to nothing. So, save it. Save it, save it, save it. Especially when you get to a milestone, like, I built what I wanted to do. Save it then. Trust me, you will feel better about doing it. And you'll lose less time, less sleep over it. Anyway, I know there's a couple people watching right now. Is there anything... I mean, I'm going to keep building over here because that's where the next steps are. But if anyone wants to see parts of the current city on the left side of the screen, more than happy to show people. And if you're curious about any Steam assets, definitely let me know, because I'm more than happy to link those. Also, because I use a ton of Steam assets to make this build possible. One of my favorite things to do in the game, it's these things when you're making a bridge. If you don't do this today, I love these. These are vanilla right here. These things right here, they're vanilla in the game, and you can kind of create these supports that go across. I love them. I use them in every bridge build that I make. I think I used them over. I didn't use them here. Oh yeah, because these kind of like were its own thing, but I believe I used them over here. Yep, I did. Yeah, I just think they're so cool. They're so simple. They make it so much easier to make it more realistic than these goofy pillars that are just going straight into the water. Makes it seem like they're actually held up with actual strength. Oh yeah, over here is not completed. This was just a link up to make sure it aligned. So this will change. So work in progress there. Everything pretty much on the left side of the screen is complete. Everything on the right is work in progress. Hope everyone's having a good now Thursday morning in America, depending where you are. Thursday morning here, at almost 3:30 in the morning, Eastern time. So thanks you guys for joining. Really appreciate taking interest. Ultimately, I would build these builds for myself, but I appreciate people joining, kind of watching, and kind of being part of like an inspiration to keep building. So thank you for joining. Ooh, there's a fire here, and I don't believe I put firefighters here. I think I have a fire all here. I don't know if that's too far away. I'm gonna let simulation management figure this out. Can they send firefighters to this burning hotel over here? No, it's in Wendy's. Or Arby's, sorry. Arby's. Oh no, the Arby's! They've got the meats! Come on! Where is... Is this gonna burn down? No way. I should probably like upgrade these so they have some sense of urgency on these paths instead of traveling 60 miles an hour. I don't know. I don't think this firefighting company is gonna go for it. See if that helps. They have like at least a turnaround. No. It's still burning. Oh, there it is. I don't know where these guys came from. Dude, where'd you guys come from? I don't know. But now I'm curious. Now I'm gonna find out where you freaking came from. Take me back to your house. Your home. Reel it up. Go. Go back to the firehouse. Let's find out where you are. And I know there's probably a better way to do this, but I don't know. We haven't done a first-person point of view in a while, so this is the airport district over here. So I'm kind of digging this. This is like really cool with all the hotels. You know, I've been to like something similar to this in like Orlando, I think, where like it's hotels and palm trees and everything. Guy's making a right. I bet he's making a right. Yep, making a right. for contract. So these must be from that fire hall. I don't know. I think I probably can tell, right? I think if I click on that fire truck. No, not that. Not that. No. They don't have the option here. Returning to station. They don't have... No, they don't. Okay. So I'm kind of curious where the station is. I mean, I know there's a station up here. That was built out of just necessity to have a fire station and then make one more permanent later. So I'm really curious if that's where they come, because when they initially started the fire, the fire started, they didn't come from there. Maybe they're more proactive than my viewing eye. Probably what they were. Let's see if they turn the dramatic. Hey, get out of the way. That's the fire trucks. Yep, they're making left. That's what it is. They came from that station. They were faster than me. Good for them. Just goes to show. First responders. Which is funny. Today I went to a bar and they asked if I was a first responder, and I said no because I'm not. But they didn't look at my wife. They didn't ask her if she was a first responder, and like I thought, and she's like, "Why can I not be a paramedic?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's a good point. They should have asked you. They should have said if either of you first responders instead of just me." Good food. The place was good food. They had good beer, but it was a little awkward there. Anyway. So we got some space here. What can we build here? What? No, get rid of that. We are in not the right one. I'm sorry, guys. Look at that McDonald's. Beautiful. Perfect. Love it. Love what we're doing right here. Then now this space back here, I have no idea what to do. Like, I don't know. Got retail up front and then the housing in the back. Like, I don't know what to do with this. Like, this is just... I mean, I feel like an apartment. Maybe. Let's see. Kind of a not good apartment. Is that too high end for the area? Maybe this? And then make like this parking lot of thing. That might work. Might work. Let's see. Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate that, guys. I mean, it's probably not super realistic because you wouldn't be like backed up against this. I don't know. There's probably examples of this all over America. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there is. Well, for one, there'd be a fence here. Let's not be barbarians. There would be a fence here, so that there's a clear separation. People living in the apartment would not be subjective to the random people that are in this lot. I think that may look more the most realistic version of it. Like, That's how they separate the two. Now, I can't imagine living in these upper stories here and then like looking at them like, oh look, it's burger factory down there and seafood or eat salad. Yeah, I don't think I would like that. But, you know, I mean, it is what it is at this point. Like, I'm not here making every family happy. Okay, so. Oh, well, thank you. I don't. Oh, geez. I don't know if I'll be able to say your name and then sing HH4HS. Huh. So I apologize for that. So thank you for that. That means a lot. So appreciate it. So thank you for joining the chat here. We're building out this city. Just to give a recap, if you just joined, the most of the city has been built out this way. We're starting to build out into this area of this city, which is anchored by the airport here. So yeah, so there we got some very, we got a lot to do. We got a lot to do. A lot of fun. Super jazzed about this whole thing. This is actually the airport is like the 4th or 5th iteration I've done in the airport. I'm not an airport guy at all. Like, I don't know airports. And actually there was a gentleman who I think I talked to a couple nights ago. He was from Toronto and he told me about he's training to be an aircraft pilot. He told me how these are always one way in cities. And if you don't know what I'm talking about and don't have the airport DLC, I'll show you an example. So these right here are one-way streets or one-way runways. I don't know what you call these. What are these? Taxiways. Shoot. Anyway, they're called taxiways and they're one-ways. And I got frustrated because I didn't know this, and I'm like building all these taxiways everywhere. And this gentleman was like, "No, that's actually how it is. Like, Bill, that's how it is. Like they are one-ways." And he was training to be a pilot, so I was like, "Well, so you're an expert in it. I will trust you, man." So this is, again, I struggled with building this out the way it is. This is the best it's going to look. I don't think I'm going to change it. Maybe I will down the line, but this is what I came up with. He wanted me to build another one going this way, and my mind kind of broke because I'm not an airport guy at all. Like, this looks like the amount of space this takes up is just stupid. So this is the best we're gonna get, guys, and I'm okay with that. Seriously, okay with that. I'm actually spent more time on how the traffic flows. Goes in, do this round area, comes up here. You got departures, you got arrivals down below. You got the what's it called? The parking ramps here. You got taxis. Bada bing, bada boom. More parking over here. There's another entrance right here. And then they loop back out, and they go back out into the main line, which is this street right here. And then they have the choice to get on the major superhighway. This is designed to be inefficient. So if anyone's wondering why, like, the bus lines are the only way to get there, this was done on purpose. And I'm going to release a lore video that documents why they did what they did and didn't build trains and metros here yet, because it's expensive and the infrastructure wasn't there. There's a whole lore video coming out that I'm super excited to share with everyone. If anyone wants to see more lore about my city, I'm definitely going to be doing more of those, of why things were built, especially right here. For example, this port right here is the city. The main city doesn't have a port. This is actually a port down south of the main city, and this port is larger than the city's port, which actually failed because they were too inland. So this smaller area actually has a better port than the one that's up north. And there's a whole lore why that existed, and I plan to put that in a video also. If you're interested to seeing, please definitely. I don't like to push the subscribe thing because I think that's kind of goofy. Like, if you liked me, then you probably already subscribed. If you don't, then don't subscribe. It just is what it is. But if you want to see the series continue, obviously, you know, if you subscribe, you'll see the notification for it. But also at the same time, if you subscribe to me, you're going to see a lot of my other videos too. I'm a gamer that posts a lot of other different games. So you also see those. So if you're not interested in a multi gamer, please don't subscribe then, because you're gonna get a variety of stuff, or subscribe. You never know. I don't know. That's just kind of how I'm at. Anyway, so yeah, so this whole area right here, if you haven't joined or been paying attention or just joined, it's going to be a replication of this area. Like if I go between the two, you're gonna actually see kind of like where I'm going to go with this, strip mall wise, retail wise. Like, so this is gonna be super cool. Really excited to build this out. Maybe not all this, because this is a mall that no longer is like relevant in my area. But that's where my inspiration is going to be. That Google Earth image right there, which I highly recommend if anyone's watching and they get frustrated with building cities. Definitely check out Google Earth. Free resource. Find a city, do some research, and find an infrastructure that you really, really enjoy and copy it. No, copy it. Take inspiration from it. Copy it 100%. It's not, you're not copying a streamer at that point. You're copying real life, and no one's going to take ownership of it, because who cares? No one's going to go, oh my goodness, you copied X streamer and there's no creativity. No, copy real life. Make things that actually exist. Because that's how they actually look. It's incredible if once you start looking at Google Earth and realizing how things actually look in real life versus how they look when you walk around. It was hugely impactful to my city skylines experience, because what you see when you walk on the sidewalk is not the same what you see from the satellite. And when you see the satellite imagery, I mean, cities are messy. Cities are ugly. Even like the city like Toronto, when you get up here, like, it's not perfect. Nothing's perfect. I mean, look at this nonsense, like this obnoxious highway design. Like, if you're playing City Skylines and you think your highways are bad, did you see this? Look at this. This is like, like, I don't know. That's not. So, take inspiration that if you're building a city and you're like, this doesn't look realistic, well, guess what? A lot of cities don't look far off from the truth. Like, I don't know, there's this bridge, this gigantic bridge that right here in Canada that I've crossed many, many times. Look at this thing. It's just, whoa, wow, how big this is. And it does not fit the geographic area at all, but it needed to cross this canal because that's just the Welland Canal. I think it is. Oh, if it's not, my Canadian friends are gonna get mad at me. It's gotta be the Welland Canal. Anyway, yeah, so it goes over that canal, and completely out of place from a geographic standpoint, but it's got to, so it gets the ships that get through there. But anyway, yeah, even this is gross. Like, look at these. Ugh, God. If you think your build sucks, like, look at real life. Like, look how obnoxious this looks. And then you start to, like, you know what? I think my stuff's not that bad, and I say that because I built stuff similar over here. You know, I started building things. Where is it? Right here. Like, it's not perfect, but it gets cars off of it. Where is it? Right here. Not this one. Even this, like, not perfect. So, just build how you want to build and make it work. Yeah, this whole thing is nuts. You gotta get on this way if you want to get back on the highway. You gotta go. This is actually a realistic location in my city. Actually, 1-to-1. almost built the same way. There's a little variance here in terms of the architecture and buildings, but the highway is set up exactly this way. I could show you the location. I don't want to bore you with just looking at Google Earth, so I will leave it as if you assume I'm telling the truth, but if you want to see it, a one-to-one comparison, more than happy. Just let me know in the chat. Okay. So we're going to start rounding out the stream tonight. It's almost 3:41 in the morning, East Coast time, so kind of start collapsing in the stream. But I don't think that doesn't mean we can't build anything and ask questions and be part of the community. So this is the new part of the build tonight. The housing is actually vanilla, so which I don't normally do. If you look at majority of my city, it's actually hand placed. I actually can show you the only parts that are vanilla. You can see the green over here. Couldn't be bothered, and then I decided just for the hell of it, like this area could be vanilla, but the rest, as you can see, outside of these area, this area here, the rest I've hand placed, 100% hand placed. These are all hand placed. So the green is obviously vanilla, because I just wanted to do that. I don't know, boredom. But everything else is pretty much I placed myself by hand. That being said, the rest of this probably will not be vanilla, like as it gets into here, because I want to make this some like docks, marina, like personal watercrafts, Richie, extreme old, not old money, but like new money doctor areas where like doctors now have condominiums through here and docks and sailboats, types of thing. So I'm writing the lore where the city is definitely heavily built up on the healthcare system. There's actually a couple hospitals in the area, which is actually really cool to see over here. So this, as we come out of downtown, there's actually a hospital right here. This big building here, I believe it's a New York City themed hospital. Harlem. Yeah, so I am not sure if this is like a one-to-one recreation. I'm not familiar with this hospital, but it is a hospital. I believe that was created in real life after where Harlem is in New York City area. If anyone familiar with that, I haven't confirmed it. I assume it's probably legit, but why would you lie about it? Seems kind of weird to do. But then we also over here have the Children's Hospital down here. This is the main Children's Hospital. I don't think this is a realistic one. I think whoever created this is basically a great asset. It's one of my favorite assets. Oh my god, I can't put it in my top 10, maybe, but it's definitely close to my favorite assets of City Skylines all time. It looks so good.
I don't know. It just looks like the force to reckon with. Like it's a hospital. Like you don't go around with this building. So there's that. And there's a couple vacant lots near it where I plan on building it out. This is like a little bit of like downtown, and this is kind of like the uptown area that got built up mainly because of the hospital, because of the jobs that are associated with it. Then there's also this area where it's no longer uptown or downtown. It just, because of the proximity to the water and everything, these modern day skyscrapers, condominium towers, started propping up. This whole area is going to be redone. This was just done out of like fill the gap, put something there. And I am totally anticipating destroying this area and making something that would be pristine and beautiful. This is like old history of the area that existed for 70 years. And now we're going to delete it at some point in a later stream. I don't think of any other tidbits. Hold on, we fixed the railroad over here. Is that a permanent fixture? I think it was. I don't know who was watching before I fixed this, but this was on a 90-degree angle going, basically, I'll just do like, this was going this way, like from right to left, which was bottlenecking traffic. So now I made it going this way, so now they have better access to it. And it looks like it worked because now we don't have any traffic whatsoever, but now, yeah, generic cargo station. So I think we fixed that problem. Because it was, if you saw it before, it was train car to train car to train car to train car. Did that fix? No, it didn't. It wouldn't. Yeah, no, this is still like ultra red. I'm excited to tackle that one. Super happy with this mall build out that I created. This looks like mostly like a mall probably, that I could see in real life. There's a couple malls on the map. There's that one. There's this one. And then the final one is the one from the DLC update. I can't remember what pack it's in, but it is over here. This is the mall that's... forgot who created this, and I apologize. But it's part of Content Creator Pack. And I know I follow this guy on YouTube. I can't remember his name, who created this, but he's always got some of the sickest builds. So it's cool to see that he's got this in there, and then he can make money off of Paradox's sales. I guess it's not Paradox anymore, but it's neither here nor there. Anyway, the guy got money for it, and I had no problem paying for it. I always pay for the content creator packs. I always do, and even if I'm not that interested in them. I think that's huge, because good for them. Anyway, that's the malls in the area. There's a beach. Meridian Bay does have a beach. Got this area. Kinda nice, but also kind of gaudy. Like, you got this gaudy ass Golden Beach, this casino type building. So, I don't know. Got this little strip here, nightlife area, commercial strip with the lighthouse. Don't know how realistic that is, but it exists. Maybe I built some docks out this. Would that make sense? If someone doesn't mind comment, oh, docks, like disking docks and putting some boats out there, would that make sense to build? Maybe make this more realistic. Okay. Um. Hmm. No right way to do this. The railroad can't go anywhere. I mean, I guess I could go this way.
All right, I think that's probably about what's going to call it. It's 4:30 in the morning, my time. I think that's what we're going to call it, guys. We pick it up tomorrow night. If you liked it, definitely subscribe. If not a big deal. I'm glad you're here to join.